Good morning, everybody. My name is Gary. We're going to be playing some music from the denverguitarorchestra.com website. So let me go run over there and post our link and so people will join us. And if you are new to the broadcast, that's a great place to pick up all the sheet music and to get started playing fingerstyle guitar. Open a new window, update and update. Okay, so in just a moment, that should get everybody rolling in here. Delete that, slide this down. Let's view this page, make sure it's working properly. Okay, so Tuesday. This is a way to help people know what day it is too. All right, so Tuesday opens up to me, good. And then, so that should make that possible to be. All right, so today we're playing a very good song for Jacques. Then we're playing a really dumb song, Hokey Pokey, and then we're playing a really good, world-class song, Estudio in E minor by Tàrrega. So we have good, then bad, then good. And then we also need to go tweet. So let me go grab the Twitter account, https://denverguitarorchestra.com. And my face pops up and I hit tweet. And this is our, as far as I can tell, our 210th guitar lesson. So it's a whole lot like guitar lesson number 1. So you definitely don't need to go through and look at all of those. Let me get this straightened out here a little bit so I look a little more centered. And my chair is as far over. I should probably move the mat over a little bit more. I have this narrow gap where I will have a tendency to look like I'm about to fall off. And that's how we do this around here. Let's see, Dave, Michigan. I got to do. I'm ending up with to-do notes on here, which is the opposite of what I want to have happen. I want to have no meaningful things to have to do other than play music. So Vic has made it in. Good morning, Vic. It's rainy up in Eugene. She had sun yesterday, and so it's things are back to normal. I guess is what she should be saying up there in beautiful Eugene, Oregon. She says, I sound okay. I look as good as I'm ever going to look. I have a haircut coming this week. I'm very excited. This side of my hair is starting to get... And not that anybody cares. I mean, the fact I have any hair at all is a good sign that things are going well for me. Let's see. I'm going to get my gadget fired up here so we have some sheet music. And let's see. I don't know who else is here today. Oh, Farmer Ted is in. Sound check. Farmer Ted used to farm apples. Then they bulldozed the apple trees. And now I don't know what he's growing anymore. That's me singing. As all of you can tell, Pavarotti is in grave danger of me taking his job. And let's see, Farmer Ted still makes me laugh. I knew Ted before he was a farmer, and he's not the kind of guy you would think, yeah, he'll go into farming. He'll become an organic apple farmer. Let's see. Guitar. Oh, I got to hook up my foot pedal. So grab Frère Jacques as the getting us started. That's the first step that we take in playing actual fingerstyle is in Frère Jacques. And so we'll be talking about all 3 ways of playing this song. And for those of you who have been around and you're in the process of getting geared up, the song we worked on last week, Brother John, is definitely the most important piece of sheet music, period, because it teaches you almost everything you need to know about playing guitar. And so we want you to really master last week's song, Brother John. And then we start to mess around with that song, and then we will be leading you into some other songs to help you get your skill set together. We don't care about the song. We care about the skills that are involved in making music. And it's hard for me to talk to people about that because you go into music because you like the songs, and when I say, "Oh, the songs don't matter," sometimes you're like, "Yes, they do." All right, so Frère Jacques. There's no 1 on number 1. So Frère Jacques, we're going to learn a new chord today. For those of you who are new, Ted says, rather than growing things in my farm, I'm growing ideas. I like that. He has lots of ideas. Most of them are not good ideas, but he does have them. All right. So, well, I don't know. Maybe these days he's got good ideas. Back when we were young, he had a lot of bad ideas. Let's see. Now, come on. Well, how come I'm not getting any activity out of my tuner? Here we go. Hey, those of you who are new, what's the phrase that pays when it comes to tuning your guitar? Okay. Eddie, 8, dynamite, good, by Eddie. If you're in my local class here, I make you memorize. I give you a test on the last night. Eddie, 8, dynamite, good, by Eddie. Okay. Last week we learned the E chord. Today we learn A chord. Okay. And this is a chord you're going to play every single day that you have a guitar in your hand. So a great one to commit to memory. 4 strings up, we're going to put our index finger in the 2nd fret. 3 strings up, we're going to put our middle finger in the 2nd fret. And 2 strings up, we're going to put our ring finger in the 2nd fret. Okay. And on this song, it's okay if you hit the 6th string, but you don't really want to. Okay. Best if you just hit 5 down, because that's an A string. Remember, E, A. So this is an A string. That's your root note. If you're a bass player, you care about this string a lot, and because you root note stuff. And on guitar, when we're playing solo, we need to be aware of what root noting is, and that's finding the lowest tone of the name of the chord. So in this case, the name of the chord is A. The lowest A on your guitar is this string open, and so we don't hold it down. And we get a really nice, pleasant sounding chord. So there's A chord. So again, very different. Here's E chord, and then back over to A chord, and then E chord. So what's fascinating is already you have the skills to write a song. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down to where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place that is right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. So you can write world-class music with those 2 chords, and that's it. Okay. So just know that you're getting somewhere. Okay. Some of you are like, I don't want to write songs. I just want to play songs. And so that's not the right attitude. You do want to write songs because then it shows that you really know how music works. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good to see you in. All right, so that's our chord. I'm going to sing. You guys know it's never good. 4 possible ways of playing the chords. Thumb down. Is it Frère, Jacques, Frère, or Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques? That thumb is going to be real valuable. Then you could take this index finger. Make sure you're playing with the face of your fingernail going down, and then with the pad of your index finger coming up. Okay. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous. Okay. That's 2 ways you could play. 3rd way, take these 4 fingers. Don't use your pinky. Put your thumb on the A string. That's your root, and then these 3 fingers on any other 3 strings. Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Okay, and I'm moving these 3 fingers on the lower strings and then the middle strings, sort of just to create a different texture, make this sound a little better, I think. And then finally, for those of you who've been around a while, root note your thumb, and then just use these probably on the middle strings. That way it's not going to compete with your voice very much. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Thumb, index, middle ring, 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 thumb, index, middle ring. thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb. Okay, so those are your choices. Okay, there are other obviously compound versions of strumming. You know, sometimes you'll strum down with this and then give yourself a percussion back up. It's basically a modified up, down, up, down, up, down. And so there's other ways to strum, obviously, but those four, I think, are the sort of the basic building blocks of all the other strums. And so thumb, index, plucking, and arpeggiating. Okay, here we go. I'm going to sing 2 times through. 1, 2, ready, play. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Okay. When we're playing together, sometimes if we were in the same room together, we would try to play the same way, right? We would both be doing arpeggios, or we would both be doing plucking. But in real life, it's probably better for you to do something different, right? So that one person is playing arpeggios, the other person is strumming, and creates just 2 textures happening at the same time. Sometimes that's a smart idea. Vic says, with finger plucking, is it 4 beats or 8 beats? Yes, is the answer to your question, Vic. So you could do 4 beats. Well, let's try this. Let's do 1 beat. Okay, just 1 beat. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. So you might do that if you're a pretty good singer and you know you don't want the guitar to get in to be the star. You want your voice to be the star. So you might do that. The other reason to do that is when you learn when we first start doing our chord changes, it's a great idea to just do 1 at a time. 'Tis a gift to be simple. That's to me. 'Tis a gift to be simple. 'Tis a gift to be free. 'Tis a gift to come down to where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place that is right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. Now that's 1, right? So then let's go up to 2. Okay, so if we go to 2, it'll be Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques. Okay, so let's just do 2 through there. Ready, play. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. And that's actually a pretty important way to play, because now you're emphasizing beats 1 and beats 3, and it starts to make a whole lot of sense as the song goes along. Then let's try 4. Okay, that was Vic's first idea. Hey, what about 4 or 8? Let's try 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Okay, there's 4. Now, the next one is 8, right? Because you've got to stay in some multiple of 4. So this is going to get messy, though, because you're going to be doing a whole lot of this for less. The only place where you have these 8th notes happening are in measures 5 and 6. They'll sound pretty good there. The rest of the time, you're just going to feel like we're really working hard. Okay, let's try to do 8. Ready, play. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, dang, dong, ding, dang, dong. Okay, so yeah, you could do it. That's probably not what you want to do. Probably a little bit too much. But we don't know. You don't know when you get ready to carve out your first album. Is it going to be Frère Jacques, Oh, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, right? Or is it going to be I want to sound like Devo, right? Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, right? You don't know, right? And so there's lots of, try them all, right? Find out which way makes the most sense to you. Do you want Frère Jacques to sound like Enya made it, or do you want to sound like the Talking Heads made it? And yeah, you probably want to sound both ways, right? Have the skills to do both. All right, so there's your A chord. A lot of discussion about A chord. Memorize this one, just like you memorized E. I would say in the guitar book that has 2 chords in there, I think we have 25 songs or something like that. All of them end up being world famous because they're simple, basic structures that we teach with, right? And so if you can write a song with 2 chords and a decent melody in it, you could become famous forever. All right, that's when you'll see when we get to Hokey Pokey. All right, let's play the tablature. Let's go through it kind of slow, just for those of you guys that are newer. This is important stuff. The first 2's on the 3rd string, right? That 2 is on the 1, 2, 3 down, which means 1, 2, 3 up for you. So you're gonna play that 2. Next note is a 0 on the 2nd string, and then a 2 on the 2nd string, and then a 2 back on the 3rd string. Okay, now remember when we taught this song last week, it was going all the way up and down this neck, which is okay. Okay, you feel cool when you're playing number way up here. This arrangement, because it's in a different key using a different chord, it's going to hang around here down in the bottom. Okay, so we've got this 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2. Last week we talked about, hey, I want you to play positionally. I want to have all of your 2's be played with your middle finger. The challenge here is you got lots of 2's and they're on different strings, so it makes some sense to just hold your A chord. 2, now you have to hit a 0, which means you're going to have to lift your ring up. O, and then put it back down. 2, 2, do it again. 2, lift your ring finger up. O, put it back. 2, 2, and now it's already down, so you're going to hit 2, slide it forward to get to the 3, and your 0 on the 1st string is already open, so play that. Okay, and then slide your ring finger back. 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0. Okay, then when you get to measure 5, your 0 is already open. O, and you got to play this bottom 2, this 2 on the 1st string. So take your ring finger from wherever it was and get to the 1st string, hit the 2 there, 2, and then take it off. O, put that up on the 3 of the 2nd string, 3, and then slide it back to the 2, and then play the 3rd string, which you're already holding down a 2. Let's do it again. O, 2, O, 3, 2, 2, and then the last notes in 7 and 8 are a 2 on the 3rd string, and then a 2 on the 4th string, and then a 2 on the 2nd string, 3rd string, 2, 2, 2. Let's play the whole thing nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, O, 2, 2, 2, O, 2, 2, 2, 3, O, 2, 3, O, O, 2, O, 3, 2, 2, O, 2, O, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. First time you come through, you do play into measure 8. You can see above measure 8 there's a 1 with a little bracket. The second time you come through on this song, you skip measure 8 and you play 9 and 10. The only difference is between 9 and 10 is that last note is real long on measure 10. Just let it ring out. Let your guitar ring out. When you get sick of listening to it, then drag your hand up over your bridge to stop it. So, okay. Try not to do this. Right? I see people do that all the time. Don't do that. And then just drag your palm up. And that'll slow it. That stops it. Right? It's like putting the brakes on rather than slamming your brakes on. Okay, so there's your melody. We'll play that every single day this week. And again, I do think that you're going to start by just holding your A chord, but you're going to hold down almost every note you need to play. This is going to have to, your ring finger is going to have to come up some. It's going to have to slide up to 3 some. It's going to have to drop down to 2 on the first string sometimes. But other than that, these two guys are going to hang out the whole entire song. It's going to sound pretty nice. Right. If you're in book 1, you don't necessarily have to play tough acts, but it's something you want to start realizing that's what you're going to be doing. Those of you guys have been around a while, okay, same story. You got first time, use your thumb. Second time through, use your claw. Okay, see how you do it both. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I missed a measure. I think I only played measure 3. I think I skipped 4. I want to start from the top again because I think I messed up. I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top. Claw. Second ending. Let it ring for a little bit longer than you're supposed to, and then shut it up with your hand. Those of you guys have been around a while, when you play something like that, it's very peaceful, but you realize every single skill that you're going to be using in books 2, 3, and 4, sitting right here, right? You're going to be taking the chord, making some modifications because the melody determines that you need to make those modifications. But if you can get your guitar to, with authority, kick the song out like this, you know you can do all those other songs too. So pretty important piece of music. Not as important as last week's, but pretty darn important. And again, using every skill you're going to be using down the road, turn it into a nice tune. Question, comments, or concerns on Frère Jacques? Otherwise, we're going to move on to book 2, to the legendary and world famous Hokey Pokey. And so let's pull that one up. My book opened up to Pay Me My Money Down, which we are weeks away from doing, I think. Let's see. Not weeks, next week, I think. All right, with Hokey Pokey, again, we're dealing with 2 important chords here. C chord. Okay, if you're newer, index on the 2nd string, 1st fret, middle finger, 4th string, 2nd fret, and ring finger up here on the 5th string, 3rd fret. And again, we want to try to avoid the 6th string when we're playing this. And then to get from C chord to G7, index finger drops down 1, and these 2 guys jump up 1. And then to go back, just index finger followed by those 2. And I'll tell you, this is definitely the key that I don't like to play in because these are hard chords. Okay? You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Go back. You put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Second ending, that's what it's all about. Okay. Greatest song ever written, probably. And so, the skill technique here is getting from C to G7 and back to C. Now, some of you guys are taking guitar lessons other places, and that probably through a folk style is what most guitar players end up enduring, I should say, is folk style guitar, where they teach you your basic chords and then you sing. And it turns out that this business of C chord to G7 and back comes up a lot when you're playing in that style. These are definitely the hardest chords, I think, for newer players. C to G7 and back to C. I mean, I still find them a little unpleasant because you're all stretched out, right? And it's all crazy. And of course, when you're learning folk style, there's also an F chord that comes in here. That's the problem with playing in C. Then you're now going to have to add an F into your repertoire. Don't worry about that yet. If you're level 2, we got F chords toward the end of book 2. In the meantime, we're just getting the rest of your chords up in good shape. Let's play the melody. I always peek through the melody to figure out where I'm going to have a problem. I see 1s, I see 2s, I see 3s. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. Let's play it twice through from the top. 1, 2. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Top. It turns out that's harder than you want it to be a little bit. And so, yeah, when you're playing the other one, guys, those who've been around a while, go through and try your playing just the melody with your claw, which is far more difficult, I think. We get on the right frets. So again, the main reason behind practicing melody with just one hand is being mindful of multiple strings, multiple fingers, just getting yourself comfy to be in this position. This position for fingerstyle players, if you go around the internet and look around, all the fingerstyle players and all the classical guitar players are playing in this position. And even if you go look at rock music where they use a pick a lot, the advanced players are sticking that pick in their face and busy doing their claw as well. So that is not an unimportant activity. I did learn that ideally on an acoustic guitar like this, you probably want to anchor your index finger about down here, right underneath the hole. This is something I hadn't run into in the past, but it makes some sense, right? In that you're going to get a certain tonality here, a little bit tighter the further you go down. So it gets softer as you go up, and there might be times in songs where you want to do that, but for the most part, but being right down here below the hole has one significant advantage, in that the sound's coming out of this hole, so your hand's not standing in front of it, which I have a tendency to do. And so be mindful, be thinking about, hey, I want to start working with my index finger right here where the bottom is. different flavorings of the sound. All right, so we've done that. And then finally, for those of you who are newer, there is an arpeggio pattern here, and you might want to practice it. It goes backwards. You put your, where's it? You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. So you see what's going on there in that arpeggio. It's kind of a fun one to practice. You're going backwards from what we often do. Ring, middle, index, thumb. Ring, middle. Oh, there it is. Ring, middle, index, thumb. Ring, middle, index, thumb. Ring, middle, index, thumb. Ring, middle. And then sing with that. It's kind of fun. All right, tough acts. Let's walk through it. O to O. Grab your C chord. Strum that down. Those 4 middle strings. Hit the 1 again. You strum it down again. And you've got this O to O, so you're going to have to drop your middle finger to get the 2. Put it right back in a couple of C chords. Be ready to drop your middle again. And then put it back. Drop the middle. Go grab a G chord. I wouldn't worry about the 7th yet. Add your ring finger on the 3rd string. So you got to put it onto the 3rd string, then open, and 3rd string, and then get this chord to strum. Hit the 0 on the 3rd string. Again, G chord with your ring finger playing the 3rd string. Now you got this 2 in the middle here as a problem. There's probably no way to get to it easily. So I'm probably just going to take my index finger down, grab the 2, hit it open, and put my G chord right back on. Okay. And then page 2, more G chord. And then you have this weird situation where you're like, uh-oh, I'm out of ideas here. So now all of a sudden you probably need to have your ring and middle here so that your pinky finger can drop, or so your index finger can drop down and play the 2. Okay. And then my other thought is, why even worry about the chord there? Maybe if you're holding this chord, that's what is, then just hit the 2 all and put your and abandon the chord there. Maybe, in fact, let's just do that. Let's just abandon the chord, then we don't have one more problem to deal with. Okay, we'll just play the 2. All right, let's do that. That's what it's all, and then C chord. About. Okay, and that's just decorative there. Okay, so let's play it 2 times through. 1, 2, 3. Page 2. The top. Fancier little ending there with your another opportunity. If you're playing with your thumb and you go into 9, okay, which is one way to do it, or if you're going in with your claw, either of those are kind of fun to try. And you don't have to do exactly what's written there, but it's kind of fun to try those different ideas. There's Hokey Pokey. We will play this again on Friday. We might do more than just 2 verses of it. It's kind of fun to see if we can get it right. There's a lot of stuff going on in there that doesn't necessarily cooperate with your chord shapes. And then what was our third song? Oh, today is Estudio, right? Do I have that? Did I put that in book 3? I don't think I remember having that in book 3. E, F, G. It's not in there. Was it in book 4? Where did I get Estudio from? Book 4, D, Edelweiss. That's not right. What about Ghostwriters? Okay, so it must have been added in after I finished book 3. It's definitely a book 3 type song. So let me see if I have it in my machine. Otherwise, I may have to download it real quick. Estudio is one of those popular guitar tunes that you see basically every classical guitar player on YouTube has put up their version of it. There it is. And what we have here is we're also playing this song on ukulele, and the ukulele version is a little bit easier to play than your version because you have bass notes that you want to add in. So this is a piece where if you are newer, learning these chords is going to be important. Every chord in here is coming up. E minor, A minor, and then the B7 is a bit of a bummer. It's coming up. Bar on 2. Take your A7 shape here, slide it up to 4, add the bar on it 2. Okay, B7, and then back to E minor. Okay, so that's in there. And then your other chord down there at measure 12, so at measure 9, you're going to go E minor, A minor, G chord, and then E minor, A minor, B7, and then E minor. Now, the thing that I know when I'm arranging songs and I see B7, I'm like, all right, how can I get out of that? That's not fun to play. And so you'll see what I did on the arrangement here to kind of get around it a little bit. But that measure, because it's difficult to hold as the chord, you're probably going to be very likely to find out it's difficult to play as a melody piece as well. So let's do this. Let's leave the bass notes out for just a moment. Okay, so let's just don't worry about the bass notes. Just play these upper notes from measure 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 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 3, oh, oh, 3, oh, oh. Now this is technically an A minor, but it makes a lot more sense to think about it as a D7. So you've got your index here on 1, middle finger on 2, and then your ring finger on 3. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to have to get your bar up here or your pinky on 5, ring finger on 4, and then your 2 with your index finger. Is going to be that. Then that leaves your middle finger open to get the next note, which is a 3. And then you're going to slide that middle finger back to get the 2. And then that's the hard part. So that measure there shows up 3 times in the song, and you have to get it. You have to just talk yourself into going really slow and saying, okay, it's going to be. I would just do work on that forever until I got it smooth, because after that it eases up a little bit. At measure 4, you find your 7, and then 0, 0, 0, 3, D7 with a 3, slide back. There's that annoying measure 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 1. Okay, if you are clawing your way through and you see a glissando there, you got a couple of choices. You can either do 0, 0, 0 with your thumb, or you can do it with these 3 fingers. Okay, index, middle ring. They both have their own unique character, but that's the way you do it. And then we would repeat that section. Then from measure 9, let's do that. Let's just play from 9. Ready? Play. Now this is a bar, so you're going to bar it on 5 and leave your pinky on 7 where it was. Pull your pinky up on 8. And then you're going to run back and grab this D7. It's technically it is an A minor, but it feels like a D7. Right your ring finger up. Hardest part of the song, I think, is to then slide your index finger to 3 and get these two guys on 5. But then it's easy after that because you're already the next note's a 5, so you just lose those 2 fingers. And then the last line of this is the same as the beginning. Are possible. On their note, very small type, it says harmonics last time. So on your harmonics, go to fret 12, which is either the one right next to your guitar, or if you have 14 frets to the body, it's back here. Most of you will have them right at the bar or right at the body, and then just take your finger lightly over the bottom 3 strings or the top, and then right above the metal bar, and then do that. Okay. So you're going to strum it and then take your finger off and you get those harmonic sounds. Don't those sound pretty? And the higher quality of your instrument, the easier those are to do. Okay. So these are pretty easy to do on this instrument. If I grabbed a cheap ukulele, I'd have a heck of a time getting those harmonics out. Okay. So that's the first thought on there is treat your treble notes, the high pitch notes, is one part of the song. Then we go back through and we start talking about adding in. You're going to have one bass note in each measure. Okay, mostly zeros. Occasionally there's a 2. Okay, and 1 3. Okay, so what I would be doing is thinking about these 2 fingers. Okay, bum. Make this shape, but my thumb's going to end up on the 5th string. Slide it down. Don't hit the bass string again. This is what's kind of challenging is you're going to hit your pinky up here on 5 and your ring finger is going to hit a 2 on the 5th. Your index finger is going to hit a 2 on the 5th string. That 2 is going to have to go from the 5th string to the 3rd string, 3rd string, and the only way to really do that is to drop in a bar. Okay, so you're going to be thinking about putting a bar on there as you're getting your 5 on. Okay, so bar 5, middle finger, lose your middle finger. So I would just pull that bar all the way through, and that's definitely harder than on the ukulele version. And so if you guys decide, you know what, that one particular measure is playing hard enough, I'm not going to play that bass note, then just don't. And then you can go back to your deep note. 2 zeros, both E's. Bar, pinky. And then outer E's. type of a glissando there. Repeat 1 through 9, and then at 9, we got basically the same list of problems. Okay, so start off at 9. Okay, you're gonna have a 0 on the outside, and a 7 on the top. When you drop this bar on, you don't want to touch the A string that's ringing, right? So you got to be a little bit careful. That's exactly what I didn't do just now. D7, grab an A string. That should be an A string, not the D string. No, maybe it should be D. Yes, play the D string. It sounds better than the A in this case. So it creates a little bit more tension there. So what I wrote in the tab is correct. That's what I do want you to play. So you've got your D7 on. It's really an A minor, but we're still going to play that D note. Index to 3. These other two guys to 5. I'm going to use my index finger to get a 3 and my pinky up here on 5. And then 13 starts the song, same as the beginnings. All right, see you, Elizabeth. Have a great day. And then E's. That's it. All right. So we didn't have a chance to play through the whole thing completely, but you're definitely, this is a song. Take your time, walk through every single measure, make sure you know what you're going to do, and don't feel obligated to play these bass notes unless you're feeling like, yep, I really like this song, I really want to do it. If you just play the treble notes, you'll be fine. And that's it. So tomorrow, guys, so work on this. We'll play this in full on Friday. And then tomorrow we have a Hush Little Baby, which is another kind of throwaway song for practicing stuff. And then for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, which is really a strumming and singing song. So we'll be doing that one. And again, Frère, Jacques, for those of you who are new, that's plenty. I would just be working on Frère, Jacques every day if it were me and I was new to guitar. And then Friday, Itsy Bitsy Spider, and another throwaway song, sort of, but you could probably end up playing that for your grandkids or your next door neighbor's child or whatever. And then we have For Elise on Thursday. So Friday's concert is shaping up to be pretty nice activity. So I will see all of you guys tomorrow. And I would spend a little bit of time just playing through Estudio and thinking about whether or not you want to do the bass notes. That's the first thing. If you're newer, probably skip the bass notes. If you've been around a while, yeah, heck yeah, you want to do those bass notes. So, all right, guys, I will see all of you tomorrow. Some of you I'll see later today, and off we go. Let's see. Thanks here. Bar on 2 really helps. I'll be late tomorrow. Okay, yeah. That bar on 2 is definitely, because you're going to do a bar on 2 and a bar on 5 in this song, and so never necessarily pleasant when you're learning a song, but it's effective, and obviously it's part of being an instrumentalist is working on your bars. So Nancy, good to see you. You guys have a wonderful day. I want to pull the plug. Have a good one.